Behold, the most elusive fashion in all of Warframe. Although, I can't say that I'm completely happy with it, even still. Anyway, here is Hydroid. Today we're going to talk about this Hydroid appearance. I thought this would be something people were looking for, something people might like to see. I've heard a couple people before say they really hate Hydroid because they think he doesn't look cool. And yeah. So we're going to talk about it a little bit. I tried to make him look a little bit more like seaweed, I don't know, but like the key to Hydroid is he's really oversaturated and his colors are like kind of in bad places, like there's like too much of them in some places. So you need to carefully blend darks and mixes of a single shade to prevent him from looking like he's clashing, and again, as always, carefully control how saturated all of your colors are. So his primary colors from Katir, really any dark blue will work well for this like main area. You want to go pretty dark because here on the shoulders it's very oversaturated, so you can easily, you know, it's just like very shiny and it's just bad. So try to go for something kind of dark. You want this to match whatever your overall color scheme is going to be though, so like this is blue but like a little bit green, which fits like the overall theme, so just make sure you tint it a little bit there. Now for this secondary, we've got a lighter color. This is the color of sort of the outside of your body. I decided to go for sort of like a orca whale kind of color. So I picked this green from Classic Saturated, but you can use lots of things. Like, I'm sure it'll look fine to use like that. See, that's fine, a little bit different. You can also go darker, grab like a gray here. That looks fine. So choose something like that, something a bit more muted. For this tertiary, now, I think black is very important here. This is like the inside of everything. So like here, so you can see there. And especially here and here, it's very, like, it's just weird texture-wise, and I think it looks much better if you just go for pure black. That's just my opinion, but if you wanted to go for something a little bit different, let's try putting like a dark blue there, and that's okay. But see, it looks so bad on the edges there. Anyway, so I'd recommend you stay away from that. It's a very irritating part of this Warframe, so I'd recommend you go for something super black. Now for this accent color, this covers a lot of the frame. I've gone for something very bright, and I think that it looks good. I think that the reason I can get away with it here is because I've kept things kind of dark and muted, and even though the accent color is all over the place, it kind of matches the overall feel and color scheme of this frame, which is cold colors, like no matter what shades they are. So I went for this really bright green from Halloween. You could do lots of colors here, like that. Looks fine still. A little bit less sea creature-y, but I'm going for like a deep sea creature here, so I went for that. And then for this energy color, I'd recommend something kind of watery, you know, whatever fits your theme, but you can go a little bit different here. Like Hydroid's energy color is not very overwhelming. It's just on like a few spots, very few, like a good amount of the energy you're seeing is my personal choices, not like stuff based to the frame. So I picked this color from Katir to fit in with that watery aesthetic, and here are my accessories. Now, I decided to go for something asymmetrical with Hydroid because he already looks like kind of a mess, and I decided that I was okay with him just kind of being bleh all over the place. And so here we go, here's what I have. I've got this little Harkonar piece over here. I've got the Provoc head on my other side, the Apoxis Syandana, which is also a bit asymmetrical, and this Harkonar leg guard and this Riv comp guard. Now again, you could use lots of things, but I think that because Hydroid is awkward looking anyway, this is a good chance to do some asymmetrical fashion frame, match things up so that there's a bit of a through line, right? Like this is a bit more emphasized, this is a bit more emphasized, this is a bit more emphasized, and then this is more muted while this is more muted. But yeah, I think it's a good time to play with something asymmetrical. I like asymmetry. I know I had a frequent commenter who was saying how they really don't like asymmetry, but give it a try. You might like it on some frames. If you already don't like how a frame looks, you might as well go ahead and give it a try, right? So that's what I like here. And then the animation stance, I'm just using Hydroid Noble. It looks fine. A lot of the Nobles look good. And you'll notice that I'm using a Tenogen helmet. So I really like this one. I really don't like Hydroid's other helmets because their textures are really bad. So like I have this, which looks fine. Like if you have this, like that's fine. It's just too shiny. I don't like the top of it, and it's got too much of that green, in my opinion. And then this helmet's cool. This helmet's like a pirate hat helmet. This is what most people like. That's fine. I really don't like this blubber thing. I could just change this chest piece to make it look better, but it's just not my favorite, so I'm not a fan of that. And I hate Hydroid's main helmet. It's nothing. I like the barnacle on his eye, but that's it. So I like this. It's an honest appearance. I think it makes him look more like an actual Warframe instead of just like a blob. He already looks a little bit like a blob, so that's what I prefer. So there you go. And then this sigil on my stomach is the Day of the Dead sigil. You can put lots of things here. Something I really like to do, this energy color is wrong, so I'm going to switch it. Something I really like to do with frames like this is put a big piece of something on their chest and then hide a sigil like under it, so it just kind of creeps out. I think it makes it look a little bit less like the energy is just stamped on there. It sort of like adds a bit of cohesion. And I'm considering making poke out of here. Anyway, do what you want, just the thing that I've enjoyed on a lot of occasion. So we'll queue into a mission and I'll quickly show you what the tentacles look like, just in case you're curious, because this is a tentacle spamming build in the most pure form possible. I'm going to quickly make an announcement. So, next week, this coming week, is Excal week. We are doing nothing but Excal stuff. That's why I'm doing this now instead of on Fashion Frame Fridays. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a sec, what that is, but like, it looks really nice when you're running, right? Like, you have a bunch of junk on your body, but like it has a sort of cohesion to it, doesn't it? I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. If you don't like that, then there you go, that's what it looks like. But I personally think it turned out pretty well. I was kind of tanking on Hydroid because there are builds to make for him, like he's not super useful. Maybe we'll do Hydroid week after this, but like, so definitely look forward to Excal week, that will be next week. Please let me know if there's anything specific you want to see. I already have a schedule plan, but I'll try to weave it in. So if you have things you want for Excal week, go for it. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'm going to actually finish this mission, so I'll see you next time.